What's good, YouTube? Nanager94 here to bring you another episode of ASS, Anime Studio Simulator. Yes, I said ASS. Guess what? That is literally what this game can fucking abbreviate to, and it is amazing that it has taken me this long to realize this. In the last episode, you guys, it seems we finally got our voice actors. So, now we've got Mayumi over here. I don't know why I went to go point like you guys can see. I have to use the mouse pointer. But we've got Mayumi over here inviting us to go see... the voice actors. As well as we're going to go see what the animation looks like. Hopefully it is animated, otherwise... well... either way, it's still going to probably look good, if it looks as anything as good as the game does. I wish I could come, but I'm swamped with work right now. I've been experimenting with composing music by using the storyboards as a reference. Between that and handling the voice actors, it looks like I'll be busy for a while. I won't have the chance to visit Kibachi Studio with you anytime soon. I should be fine by myself, even though it's nicer to have you with me. Alright, if no one needs anything, I'll be heading over now. Bye. Bye. Why did it say Mayumi said bye to Mayumi and Mayumi said bye back to Mayumi? Looks like somebody didn't check the script on their game before officially releasing it. Yes, I agree with you completely, sir. This advertising will help our project greatly. I'll get back to you soon with the good news. Shunsuke hangs up to the phone. Who is that? An advertiser interested in working with us. He says he has a sure success advertising program that could lift our publicity sky high. It's pretty expensive, but it'll be worth it. Are you sure he can be trusted? Of course, he says he's worked with many companies before. I don't know, it sounds kinda shady to me. See, this is why I don't like doing the other button. This isn't a risk worth taking, but eventually you'll learn to judge when something sounds too good to be true. I guess you're right, I'm sorry. Don't apologize, anyone could be fooled by a con man. I honestly actually agree with the character himself. Silencing the phone. Or at least putting it on vibrate, because I have watched a few of my videos where all of a sudden that went off and I went to check my phone and it was actually in the video. So I apologize for that if that got distracting from the actual video. Anyway, what Yukari is saying here is true. If they don't give you actual sources that you can actually look to fact check and shit, you can be fooled by a con man. I almost got political there, but I'm not going there. I have friends that supported the moron, but what are you gonna do? Sure. Yukari informed the director in advance of her visit, so this time he's waiting for her when she arrives. Hello, I'm here to check up on the current progress for Cloak Case. Do you have anything new to show me? I can show you the key frames for the first episode if you like. That sounds good. Sit down at the table over there and I'll be right back with a laptop so we can look at them. As he departs to get the laptop, Yukari can't help but wonder why he didn't have it with him already. Surely he could have guessed she wanted to see the key frames. Alright, here we go. What do you think? In theory, it's Cloak Case. Yukari recognizes Itaru, Chie, Noro, and everyone else who appears in the first episode. The plot follows the correct order of events. The basic story is actually there. Yeah, everything about it is so far from the way she envisioned it. She wonders if the director paid attention to instructions at all. Wait a minute, this doesn't look like what I gave you. Are you sure this is the right thing? She doesn't know what answer he could possibly have to make this better. It's not like the animation studio would work on something completely different just for fun. And it's too close to be from a different show. What in the world is going on? Of course I'm sure. You gave us the storyboards, didn't you? Yes, but even with Kogu Studios' reputation, she expected the animation team to follow them a little better than this. tries to keep her emotions in check. Disaster or not, she can't cry in front of the director. Can I see the storyboards? Sure, it'll take me a few minutes to find them. That does not sound promising, you fuck nugget. Once the director leaves, Yukari takes a few deep breaths to calm down. No matter whose fault the problem is, she's in trouble. They can't use those keyframes for Cloak Case. Some will be salvageable, but most of Kibachi Studios' work was in vain. It'll set them a whole week behind schedule and probably force them to dip into their funds even further. We can't dip into our funds! We only have $2 fucking. If only I checked up with the studio more last week, I could have presented this. What could have happened? Maybe one of the others had an idea. She pulls out her phone and tries to decide who to ask. Well, Shunsuke didn't design the characters, but he has the more of the look. Yuka's the one who created the characters. Mayumi's the one that would be best to be asked I'd ask Shunsuke, since Shunsuke and Yuko both have more of the animation thing for it. Like, Shunsuke was interested in the animation and it would be like fresh in his mind. But Yuko's the artist, so she would know what the hell she's talking about, right? What do you guys think? I have to talk to you. I'm really sorry, but I'm leaving the team. What? Why the fuck is this one falling apart? I tried to do everything. What? Why? Didn't all of us promise to work on this project till the very end? I know, but working on Cloak Case is making me really depressed. If I stay, I'll go crazy. I'm really sorry. Wait, Yuko, come back! You're our fucking character designer! We need you at least for the next episode. Then you can go off. Yuko has left your group. Yukari and the others try to continue on alone, but it's no use. Without a complete team, Cloak Case is doomed to remain just a dream. Well, fuckity-doo. No. I refuse to accept this bullshit. Not only 7 minutes into the fucking video. I'm gonna get back to the choices. I didn't read that, what the fuck? Why does the script keep changing randomly like this? Pretty lively, huh? I can't wait for Rosette to start playing. Rosette? I haven't heard of them, but this is an amazing festival. Oh? Thinking to myself, oops, I guess I remembered wrong. Never mind, let's just have fun. Yukari informed the director in advance. If I can't choose Yuko, then who should I talk to? Shunsuke? God damn, I wish I was live streaming. People would actually give me answers. Unfortunately, this program, I don't think it supports live streaming. If it did, I would have known about it by now. She pulls out her phone and tries to decide who to ask. How about Shunsuke, since Yuko was a fucking disaster? I'm going to be very fucking pissed, though. If Shunsuke decides to tell me he's leaving the team. Or if any other fucking character tells me he's leaving the team. Because this is going to get into a disaster that I am going to be very angry about. Yes? Hey, Shunsuke. I'm in a bit of a bind here. We seem to have had a case of miscommunication between us and Kibachi Studio, but what sort of miscommunication? They produced the wrong keyframes, but the director says they followed the storyboards. Do you have any idea how this could happen? Alright, try to calm down. Give me a minute to think this through. Okay. She tries to compose herself, but the silence on the other end is deafening. Her heart feels like it's going to explode. How can Shunsuke sound so calm? Are the differences drastic? Could you somehow given them the draft storyboards instead of finalized ones? I don't know. She takes a deep breath and tries to concentrate. It's possible. If they worked from a draft without my instructions, I can see it resulting in the keyframes they made, but how? Try to recall everything that happened in between finishing the storyboards and taking them to the studio. Did anything significant occur? Anything unusual? It's difficult to focus over the pounding of her heart, but Yukari forces herself to. She worked on the storyboards on Wednesday. On Thursday, she signed the contract with the studio. On Friday, she spoke to Yuko and Sumiko about the questions for the director and gathered the files she needed to take the studio, and damn. What is it? Right before I went into the studio that day, I knocked Sumiko near her desk. The papers I was carrying fell everywhere. We must have gotten our files mixed up. But how? When we started the storyboards, we asked Yuko and Sumiko for feedback, remember? If they left some of the draft storyboards on their desk... I see what you mean. What a mess. I hope you can resolve the situation with the issue with Kimachi Studio. Let us know if you need any help. Thanks, I'll see what I can do. Just as she finishes her conversation with Shunsuke, the director returns. Sorry for the delay, I finally found them. Here, the storyboards match the key animations, don't they? Yukari looks at them, and to her horror, her suspicion was right. Not only do they lack the painstaking notes and instructions, they aren't even the version she showed the director during the consultation. She mixed up the storyboards when she collided with Sumiko that day. She opens her mouth to explain but can't find the words. How can they solve this problem? They can't go with the keyframes as they are currently... That would be a disaster. The deadlines can't be adjusted, so they'll either have to increase production speed at Kimachi Studio or find freelancers instead. Either way, the solution will require them to spend even more funds on animation, and maybe they'll run out of funds and not be able to produce Cloak Case at all. Yukari takes a few deep breaths to try and calm her down, and sound as though she has the situation under control, even though she feels like screaming, crying, or both. I'm afraid there's been a mistake. I accidentally gave you the draft storyboards, which are totally different from the main storyboards. We can't use these keyframes. Since we're on a tight deadline to finish Cloak Case, would it be possible for your team to speed up the animation work once I get you the proper storyboards? Otherwise, I'm afraid we won't make it in time to air the show on television. Her voice sounds distant, as if it's coming from far away. She almost impressed at how calm she sounds. Does it really look as bad as it is? We can probably work with this. No. Although she hates to reject the easy way out, she won't let Cloak Case be ruined by low production values like going with keyframes in the current state. In that case, yes, we can work faster for free. Of fucking course! Everything! Money, 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 money. Huh. Our fucking cabinet. Money, 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 money. $15. She almost accepts but stops. It'll be hard enough to tell the others how she messed up, let alone admit she sacrificed a large chunk of their funds as well. We'd be in debt. Even if it's the only answer, she doesn't have the right to make that decision alone. Okay, I'll have to discuss this with my team members first. Let me know what you decide. Is there anything else you need? Not right now. Thanks for showing me the storyboards. I'll be in touch soon. We'll find a way to fix this solution. The words ring hollow in her ears. Find a way? What way? There's no good way out of this, and she has no one to blame but herself. Hell, I have no one to blame but myself on this one. I spent a bunch of the money trying to better the anime status. I mean, look at this shit. The plot. 3.5 stars. Character development, 1 star. Storyboards, 5 fucking stars. Character design, 3.5. Background, 3. Animation, 5 stars. Voice acting, 2 stars. Opening and ending, 2 stars. Soundtrack, 2 stars. Come on, people. The words ring hollow in her ears. Well, yeah. She trudges out of Kimachi Studio with a heavy heart. Each step weighs her down further. How can she face her team after this? How can she look them in the eye and tell them Cloak Case might be doomed because of her mistake? If we lose this time, I will stop the mystery route and we will go into a new game and we will start one of the other two routes, action or harem. Please leave in the comments below what you guys think. Yukari sighs. Maybe she doesn't have the right to be director of Club Case at all. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. When Yukari arrives at the door, her friends greet her at the door. She walks inside with a sigh. Their anxious questions bounce off her as she struggles to find a way to explain the situation. Maybe she can say it in a way that doesn't sound so bad. So, how did it go? All of Yukari's hopes for a neat, tidy explanation vanish. It's a disaster. We're 1 week behind schedule due to my stupidity. What happened? Your guess was right then? She nods mutely, once again, feeling like she might cry. She's let them all down. I'm sorry, everyone. I gave Hibachi Studio the draft storyboards by mistake. All the animation they did last week was for nothing, and now... She trails off and shakes her head. It won't happen again, I promise. She sighs. How can she convince them when she doesn't believe it herself? Between voice acting, music, and marketing, there's so many ways she can screw up. She has no grounds to promise them anything now. Okay, when you want to make sure you don't repeat a mistake, you have to understand the cause. How did this happen in the first place? Yukari can't answer the incident that day replays in her mind over and over. If she just paid attention to where she was going, then she wouldn't be in this mess. They wouldn't be in this mess. The silence stretched out until she escaped her meetings to explain. Right before Yukari took the storyboards to the studio, there was a mix-up. The papers accidentally shuffled. Wait, you don't mean when we ran into each other, do you? Yes. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not your fault we went through this, remember? You were standing still, I just zoned out and crashed into you. Nevertheless, Sumiko seems distraught. But don't you remember? You wanted to go through the pages one last time. As I said we already checked them not too long ago, so there was no point. If I'd let you check. I'm the director, and I should have looked over things over anyway. I should have trusted my instincts. Oh no, this is my fault too. Yuko, already quiet voice, drops almost to a whisper. I filed the drafts on Monday. If I looked more closely at them, I'd have realized they weren't the right ones. But I didn't, because I thought I knew what they were. I'm sorry. No, don't blame yourself. Now, both artists look depressed, which makes Yukari feel even worse. The brunt of the error rests on her. She didn't mean to make them feel guilty. Okay, everyone, enough of this. There's no sense in moping around the studio. Yukari, what can we do? I discussed it with the director of Kamachi Studio. We'll have to fork out a large sum of money to finish the Club Case on time. She takes a deep breath. And even if we pay the extra fee, I'm not even sure we'll make it on time unless Yuko and Sumiko work overtime until Club Case is back on schedule. I'm really sorry about this. Yukari bows her head and apologizes profusely to everyone. No matter who shares the blame, she's mostly responsible. A director shouldn't make oversights that lead to her team members working overtime. And it's not like she can compensate for them either. They never had enough funds for salaries, which feels especially painful. Oops. Well, I'm gonna save anyway, because it's getting close to that time. Especially when she asks for them to work extra. Cheer up, Yukari. Nobody expected things to end this way. We'll be fine working overtime to catch up. Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. If I checked, but I'm the director and I handed the files over to the animation studio without knowing for sure what they were. How could I have been so stupid? Can any of you hear me? We can't change what happened. It's no use crying over spilt milk, as they say. Yukari jumps, startled by her friend's sudden down. You fucking Mayumi is like the best friend ever. Oh, best friend feeling down? Shout at them. Get them to realize what the fuck's going on. Mayumi isn't as quiet as Yuko, but it's rare to hear her raise her voice in frustration. Stop it, all of you. Let's look on the bright side. What bright side? We haven't encountered any major obstacles since we started working on Club Case. This is the first one. You're right, it's almost like we we were due. Let's not be too disheartened. We'll make it work out. Indeed. And as for the cost you mentioned, did you negotiate with the director about it? No? Why? Most of the time, companies state a higher price than what they actually expect to get, to leave room for negotiation. We should be able to seal the deal about 20% off the price he told you. Wow, what you're saying is true, then it's worth a try. We haven't finalized the deal yet, right, Yukari? Yukari nods, relieved she didn't accept the offer right away. We can try, but how do I negotiate with them? I'm clueless about things like this. I can help you. I'll teach you the skills you need to successfully negotiate a better deal. You're a lifesaver. I like how it said Yukari said that, but Sumiko was the one whose mouth was open. I've got a question for you guys. And this is to the game developers right now, because I think I'm probably one of the only people who actually have been playing this on YouTube. Unless there are others, and I just haven't looked yet, which I probably will after this video. But, did you guys, I don't know, maybe look over the finalized thing? Like, how about you guys, when you're making a game, like a visual novel or something like this, you need to check back your work. This is why Ubisoft has so many glitches, is because they wind up below delayed schedule, to the point where they just say, fuck it, we can't miss the release date, and they release a broken Assassin's Creed game. Looking at you, Unity. But guess what? Unity was actually fairly good, storyline-wise, just everybody hated it more so for the glitches, but it's a Ubisoft game. They constantly release new games, and some glitches don't get patched right away because either the beta testers didn't report on the glitch or couldn't find the glitch, or the actual programmers and shit didn't check the program. This is something that is a natural occurrence in a video game, and it needs to stop. If you are a game developer, and you are looking to market a game, and you want to meet your deadline, your fans are not going to bitch at you for a slight delay. That's what Trey and Matt Parker are doing with Fractured Butthole. But your fans will not be mad if you are trying to fix various bugs and glitches. Some glitches remain funny, and that's why Bethesda won't fix certain glitches within Skyrim or Oblivion or other things, because that's what makes the game fun, to find said glitches. Anyway, with that little mid-video rant out of the way, let's get back into this game. I'm gonna make this a little longer because of that rant. Okay, guys? Sound good? Sounds good. We better get back to work. We don't have time to waste. Especially not now. Yukari cringes and wishes again she'd checked over the storyboards one last time before handing them over. At least Yuko had safely filed them away, as if she was in the habit of discarding drafts instead, it would have been a nightmare. On the other hand, the old drafts wouldn't have been there to mix up with the final storyboards. Let me know when you're ready, Yukari. Don't rush. Take some time to compose yourself. Yukari bites back an irritated retort. He's right. While she doesn't want to waste time, she's not in any sort of state to learn about negotiating. She doesn't want to negotiate. She wants to turn back to the clock and undo this mistake before it happens. Not an option unless somebody builds a time machine since yesterday. She half expects the comment to prompt a story from Sumiko about time travel rumors, or a lecture from Shinsuke about the infeasibility of such a thing, but no one says anything. The studio is silent and tense. As everyone works, Yukari sits down at her desk and tries to focus on the positives. Club Case hasn't completely fallen apart yet. Well, that's something. By the afternoon, she feels a little better and marches to Shinsuke's desk. Are you sure? I'm as ready as I'm going to be. The only thing that'll make me feel better is a sense of progress, which right now means learning how to get us a better deal. negotiating is to keep a cool head. In other words, don't yell like that. He sounds as infuriatingly calm as ever. Yukari resists the urge to grab him and shake him until he shows an appropriate level of distress over the situation. Okay, I'm calm. Shinsuke teaches Yukari some of the basic negotiation skills. She needs to find a good balance for the price, so the director won't reject her offer, but outright, while putting it in a comfortable range for their budget. Ideally, her price will leave room for him to give her a counter offer. Persuasive speech is also important. Numbers aren't everything. You need to sound confident and self-assured. So basically the exact opposite of how I feel now. Yes, you still need to calm down before you try to make a deal. Relax, it's not the end of the world. But it might be the end of Club Case. Stop that! You'll do the deal if you go in with a bad attitude. I'll probably do it anyway. No, you won't! Come on, think positively! No, I just can't be optimistic right now. I'm sorry, I don't think I can pull this off. Yukari shrugs listlessly and returns to her desk. Sure. In the silence that follows, a gloomy atmosphere falls over the studio. What should Yukari focus on today? Raise funds! My god! At the additional expenses of having a studio redo the animation work at a faster pace, funding is a more critical issue than usual. Yukari spends the day calling up local institutes and community figures with an interest in art and entertainment to see if they'd be willing to help with production of Club Case. Unfortunately, everyone declines. By the time she hangs up the phone after the last call, she feels even more depressed than when she started. Yukari, are you ready to work out a new deal? From the sound of his voice, he worries that she still isn't a good... Almost there. Give me a minute. She takes a deep breath and tries to get her act together. She heads over to Kibachi's studio, feeling as depressed as she does currently. It could lower their chances of getting a better price. Shinsuke said confidence was important, and she knows she doesn't look confident at all. Remember, the perfect deal is where both parties feel that they've won in the negotiation. Stay calm, and you can do this. These are the storyboards I accidentally filed that time. She checks them over to make sure they're correct and then heads over to the studio. Hello, I thought I might be seeing you today. Yukari jumps. Was he waiting for her? I'm here about what we discussed yesterday. In order to keep Club Case on schedule, we need the animation team to work faster. An additional fee. My team and I think $7 should be more than enough to cover it. She puts on a valiant look in the hopes that perceived confidence will convince him to accept her offer. Deep in her heart, however, she can't help but picture the worst possible outcome, the director walking away from the deal completely. Going to negotiate with me, are you? Her heart hammers. He sounded intrigued, but does that mean he'll accept? Like, okay, part of me actually thinks, like, this is them fucking with them just to test them, see how much they can milk out of them. Or, like, kind of teaching them a lesson without actually teaching them a lesson. Which, that is a good concept. I like that, and I'll probably mention that in the review. It feels like an eternity as Yukari waits for his response. All she can do is primarily I admit sheer initiative, but I'm afraid I can't accept your offer. What? Why? We have multiple projects and only a small team. If we accept a lower fee to work on Club Case, it might force us to lower production values of our other shows. Yukari's heart sinks and she wants to argue, but considering Kibachi Studio's recent track record, he probably has a good reason to be concerned. She nods. She has no choice but to accept his original offer. It'll hurt their budget a fair bit. Yeah, it will. We've only got $2 fucking. So I need Yukari to work on raising funds, the next, like, choice option thing. It'll hurt their budget a fair bit, but the outcome she hoped to avoid by working with Kibachi Studio in the first place. She needs to raise more funds for Club Case as soon as possible. Telling the rest of the team about this won't be easy. I understand. We accept your original offer. Alright then. Now we're in the fucking negatives. This is the part that irritates me about certain games giving you a small amount of money for something. And then you have to fucking figure out a way to fucking finagle it to actually fix a problem that rises later on in the game. That's why I'm irritated at games like Skyrim or whatever only giving you like 10 gold for your character when some good armor and shit you need costs like 200 to 300 gold. Yes, I get it, level scaling, but come on, bring back Speechcraft or Barter or something, guys. And yes, I know, I'm rambling a little too much this episode. Everyone, we need to talk. The seriousness of her tone makes the others look up from their work. Is something wrong? Yes. She takes a deep breath. They won't like hearing us, but she has no choice. They can't ignore the truth. We don't have enough funds to continue working on Cloak Case. What? I knew we were in a bad state, but I didn't know it was this bad. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't true. Do is end the project now. What? Wait, maybe we can raise some more funds, or she trails off when Yukari shakes her head. I went over everything countless times. We can't raise enough money in the time we have. We'd just be delaying the inevitable. What if we won the lottery? I'll go buy tickets. Sumiko? Only Yuko is in our graduating class. You're not old enough to buy lottery tickets. I'm sorry. That's a good way to lose money, not earn it. I'm sorry, everyone. Rather than sink deeper into debt, we need to end it here. As the director of Cloak Case, I'm disbanding the team. No! Doesn't have to be forever, does it? That's right, in a few years we can all get together and try again. I hope so. Don't worry, Yukari. When the time is right, we'll be there to work on Cloaked Case. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Despite their reassuring words and the knowledge that they'll remain friends she can count on, Yukari can't help but feel depressed as they close up the studio for good. Maybe someday she'll be able to make her own anime, but for now, her dream is dead. Okay guys, that does it for this episode of Anime Studio Simulator. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, comment, subscribe,